My name is Jeffrey Johnson Frank. I'm a professional teacher. I finished training college in 1995, so I joined maths right from there. From my first appointment to date, where I'm at African Senior High School. My first station was Bunyu Drumankoma DA Primary and GHS at Ejura City. That was where I was. Then I was there for about 8 years. And I came to Kumasi to, then I went to Bumfa DA, and I came to Kwadaso, and then to Christian MA and Bomso. Then I furthered my education, and I went to Ejura Senior High School again. And then because of my son's issue, I sought a transfer from Ejura Senior High School so that I could be close to the family, so I can take care of my son. And that was in 2018. That was where I took the transfer from Ejura Senior High School to African Senior High School.
Now, you just mentioned about your son. What exactly is the problem with him, and what have you done so far?
When he was 4 years, 6 months, I noticed a black spot on one of the eyes. So I took him to a specialist at Kwadaso SDA hospital. And when they did our assessment, he had appendicitis, so they had to do a surgery, and that was January. So after the surgery, he was okay. But I realized his breathing and his agility in the house was waning down. So I took him back, and service car, that specialist said we should rush him to Confirmation Hospital because she suggests and she thinks that it is some cancer. So I rushed him, and when we got there, it was confirmed that he had cancer of the blood, which is leukemia. So that is how come I got to know that my son was cancerous. I saw a blood on one of the eyes. It was a spot. And when we got there after a series of blood tests, Dr. Vivian Pinsel confirmed that it was cancer of the blood.
So what form of treatment was proposed for him?
According to them, they were suspecting 2 types of cancers. The LLL is the one which is treatable, and that can give you some higher percentage of success. The first assessment they did, they said that one, I had to fly him to South Africa. In fact, I did a lot of lobbying, getting people, getting his passport, going to GoFundMe, getting people, friends and families and loved ones, and my church, the St. Church of Ghana, Patase congregation, they did marvelous. So they raised a lot of resources for us to be able to do the blood tests, the initial drugs, and then picking a sample for confirmation. I think in South Africa also, all those cost a lot of money. And by then I didn't know there was a facility like this. So all these things were borne by family and friends and church especially.
As a teacher, tomorrow.
I requested respectfully that Confirmation should transfer my son to Kolebu so that I can have the services I really wanted. So they did that, and when we got to Kolebu, Professor Rina then took over my son. She was a consultant, and Dr. Brown and the rest, Dr. Menu, Dr. Segbefia, they were all taking care of my son, and other nurses, Regina and co. So they took over the care of my son. It was there that after the final, I think the bone marrow test they did confirm that he had the lymphotype of leukemia, and that one is treatable, and the level of success is higher. That's how come we got to Kolebu. It was there that because we were draining, financially drained, I was asking a lot of questions. I was asking, can't NAT help? So somebody said, take this number. So I called one of the reps, and we were given the access to Swedish Ghana Medical Center, where I got there, and they took our initial details, your name, whether it's your NAT. So they'll pick your pay slip, and if you have a NAT card, you show it. So that was what they needed, and they entered our names into the system. So from there, that we started benefiting from the drugs which were receipted from Kolebu. Drug we bought, which had a prescription for, with the receipts. We collect all of them. We send it to Ghana Swedish Medical Center, and then they do the assessment. Then they refund the money, because according to them, they were treating all cancers, but because leukemia is blood related, they don't have the facility for blood. So we had to go to Kolebu, because they have a blood bank that can feed our son with blood.
And now you are a teacher for since 1995.
5 years.
And every month or being deducted from your salary, I think from 2014.
Yes.
So how come that you are not aware that that money is meant for your kids?
The fact that most of the deductions on the pay slips we see, but as to how to get the actual benefit becomes a challenge. So maybe one of the requests we make tonight is that they should do a lot of education. They can use text messages now. We are in modern technology, so they can use text messages to tell us, if you are paying this, these are the facilities you can enjoy. For us, we were paying. We thought it was an NGO were helping people with cancer. That was why we were paying, and because we realized people needed our resources. So if we are taking 2 cedis from our salaries, it's not anything we should complain. Until we were hit with cancer, then we realized that that money we could also benefit from.
When you finally got to the cancer center and they took over, what level of relief did you think you had?
It was really marvelous, especially, because they will pay for the drugs. Some of the drugs, they were very expensive. One vial, you could buy it for 350 Ghana cedis, and I should buy about 48. So you can imagine. So we will just buy the drugs, collect all the receipts, and take it to Samson. He was the one who we were always with. So he will do the assessment, and then he will send the check into our account, and then we can use the money to buy drugs again. So the relief was that although we were not getting money for our boarding and lodging and transportation, at least the drugs could be catered for, and that was a big relief, because sometimes you can't always depend on people's benevolence, and those were the times we were really hard pressed, because as I said initially, we didn't know. So from April 8th till I think about September, where we really knew that we could access that facility, we have spent thousands of Ghana cedis. If I can remember, running to about 150,000 Ghana cedis. And all these were paid for our churches, family and friends, and we went to GoFundMe. In fact, the lady who did the GoFundMe is the one I was just chatting with. So people have been really, really supportive. But this Ghana Swedish Medical Center is really of help to teachers if they will access it quickly. Because if you find it and you can access, you can even go and register earlier. You don't need to wait until you are hit with any cancer. You can, I think you can go and register. Once your name is in the system, if you are hit, then all drugs that are born, they will be paid by the services.
As a teacher,
To be frank with you, the first day I went there, I was on heat. I was very, let's say, very anxious. My mind was running wild. So when you enter, they have a nice serene environment. You enter and you are received by a fair lady whose receptance is very good. And then from there, they take your particulars, and then you are allowed to see a medical doctor who will listen to your history. If your history is treatable by them, then they can pick the case. So for my case, because they couldn't treat it, then they asked me to go to where I was treating it and then bring back the receipt. So for reception is good, the environment is serene, there's no noise. As for accommodation, in fact, there are 3 requests I will humbly make. If GNAT could pick up some resources and make a hostel or maybe a motel. Why? I travel from Kumasi to Accra. So assuming I don't have any place of residence, you can't buy, you can't pay for hotel bills. So, and TNT from Kolebu to that place, you have to rent a car or hire a taxi. And then I was paying about 100 Ghana cedis in and out. And that is draining. So if we could have at least a hostel which can be paid by us in a way, or we can maybe increase our contribution so that contribution can cater for these things. And then if we can have a small restaurant where we can buy food, because if you get there, you can't get water, you can't get food, you can't get accommodation. And transportation, you have to stand there for total, and the total comes 35 minutes, sometimes 1.5 hours, you have to be there. So if we can have an accommodation there, that will be of great support to every cancer patient.
One other issue is the fact that the company itself is holding up. You agree with some people who have already suggested that GNAT should buy the facility.
If we lose SGMC, it will be very difficult for teachers like me, and especially those who don't have people who are really benevolent to support them when they are hit by any cancer situation. So I would suggest that GNAT should find a means to get it. GNAT should buy the facility, and for 2 reasons. If it is for GNAT, then we can find a way to reduce the amount of money we pay, in terms of maybe, as we have been doing, you pay some money monthly. If your brother or sister in the teaching fraternity gets sick, that person can benefit. Although you are not benefiting, that person can benefit. As I said, I paid from 2014, and 2018 I started benefiting. What about if I didn't pay? So I think GNAT should find a way to buy it. I know it's a lot of resources. That is why I suggested initially that if we could increase the contribution to say 5 Ghana cedis. 5 Ghana cedis a month, a whole year will be 60 Ghana cedis. So 60 Ghana cedis If I pay 60 Ghana cedis for 10 years, it will be 600 Ghana cedis. If I pay 600 Ghana cedis, I can guarantee that 600 Ghana cedis in 10 years cannot cater for even 1-2 vials of asparaginase. Or even if you want to do bone marrow, the test alone and the blood transportation to even if it's South Africa or Germany, you pay not less than 4,500 now. So your 10 years contribution of 600 Ghana cedis cannot even cater for even 2 vials of asparaginase, which is needed to contain you initially. So for NAT to increase the contribution to say 5 Ghana cedis, it is not too much for teachers who will be benefiting in the future. So I would strongly suggest that NAT should find a way to pool resources and buy it. If NAT does not have the resources, then NAT could negotiate with other potential Ghanaian entities. Because if we sell them to other countries, when they come, they will bring their own quotas, they will bring their own stringent. They can even take NAT contribution of 2 cedis off it. And that will mean teachers will die prematurely because cancer needs a lot of resources. So we need to look at that. I will strongly but humbly and respectfully suggest that teachers should begin to pick up the habit of paying for something which is valuable. Teachers do not want to pay money. It's a fact. And I'll say it on television. We always want to take money. But you go to other professions, they pay money. So if we pay even 10 cedis, a whole year is 120 Ghana cedis, 10 years 1,200. Until you get prostate cancer, or in my case, leukemia, I can guarantee you, you have to get about 300,000 Ghana cedis plus, excluding boarding, lodging, and TNT. These are drugs, and you can go to them for them to do the assessment. For any doctor to do assessment for leukemia treatment is a lot of money. So I think that I don't know whether NAT is over 200,000. Our strength can mobilize the money and we can purchase it. And we can even contact the government to also help us. Or they can go to their banks and raise money to buy it. They don't have to lose it.
As a teacher,
NAT should separate its activities from this health facility and give it to, quote, somebody who is pro-NAT, but the person is professional. There should be no politicization of the system. There should be no nepotism. There is no race or creed or gender or whatever there. If it is given into a professional hands, it is the best. Just yesterday, VW is in the hands of a Ghanaian. They've started their first 4 cars. If they run it on these lines, then we can benefit. But if they do the same Ghanaian mentality where who knows who benefits, then they will collapse it. 2, since it is for NAT and the leadership of NAT, they are there because of our interests, they should seek our advice during our general meetings so that we can choose who we want. We can choose a 3 or 4, and then we can give our choice to somebody who has the legal acumen, the managerial acumen to select for us. Why am I saying that? We don't want to bring somebody who is anti-NAT, who will come and bring other stringent measures, as you were saying. Now everybody should pay 20 Ghana cedis, or everybody should pay 50 Ghana cedis. And that is where I'm strongly proposing for teachers should select people who are Ghanaians, who are professional, and they can manage the environment well for us. That will help us if we detach it from the normal NAT activities. For instance, the fund NAT has created, it is in professional hands. So when I retire in the next 12 years, I know I can get more than what SNIT can even pay me. So we are suggesting that similar attitude should be granted to this. They should not give it to anybody because the person is close to NAT authorities or NAT leadership. And that will collapse the place. And we will hold NAT responsible for that, because they will be using our resources to buy. One, there should be laid down rules as to how to access the facility, and that should be given to us even through tests. They should educate us as to how to access the facility, and that will minimize what you are talking about. Because if I know I have to do A, B, C, D, I will not go there and mess up. That's the first thing. Two, I said I strongly but respectfully suggest that teachers should be in the position to begin to give for their own benefit. I said if I had not been hit by a cancer child, I wouldn't have known that that facility would help me financially. Although it didn't cater for all the resources I had to raise from friends and family and church especially. So I strongly suggest that teachers should be in a position to begin to give out, minimum should be 5 cedis. Then any teacher who has paid must begin to enter into the system before you are hit by this challenge. You don't have to wait. Even if you don't benefit and your brother benefits, as I've benefited from other people's pool of resources, somebody will also raise resources and let it benefit. So that is my suggestion. We should be in a position to increase our contributions. Then we should be giving the education as to how to access the facility, and that will minimize the teething challenges we have with, especially when you pay and you don't get the benefits. Those of us who are on contractor general department, most people don't look at what they are paid with. All that they need is they go to the bank and pick whatever they have been given. But those who really study it now realize that sometimes they even do over deductions. So I would suggest that look at your payslip. Now phones are all over the place. You can access your payslip and look at how much you are contributing. Then from there, if you are contributing to the cancer fund, then you need to benefit from it by registering earlier so that you don't lose as I lost because I didn't know initially. So people should take their payslips and look at it. And we have to, maybe once in a while, when you are in Accra, you can pass by the facility and find out whether it's there. Then maybe tonight, you should also do a lot of publicity as you started. You can even bring it into our newsletters. You can even capture the place and send leaflets to schools. Okay, you can do that, because if every school should have a picture of the facility, that alone is good education, and you can spell out how to access the facility. That is good education. I think NAT should pick it up. It to really help you to even spread the knowledge all over.
As a teacher, how are you preparing for your retirement?
you engage in any other activity apart from teaching, or you are living with your teaching?
No, you can't live with only teaching. You'll be a poor teacher. And it's not only teaching. All other government works, we have to find other resources, because if you are hit with cancer, your salary cannot cater for even 1,000 of the expenditure. The other thing I want to say is, we have to begin to invest in people's welfare. That is what I do. When I was at Ejira, one of my class 4 kids had hepatitis B. I mobilized resources from World Vision, from friends, and we took him to Emina Hospital for free treatment, and the child is alive now. We have to begin to do what the lawyers call pro bono. Use your time, resources to help others. When my son got sick, God used people to also help my son get well. Now back to your question. You have to find work to do. I don't do just one work. I don't do just one work. I have a farm, and I have a small company I'm running, Reading Writing Incorporated. I can teach any child to read in 60 days. You only pay some few money. You give me a child, I can teach a child to read in 60 days. I want those who don't know A or B. So you pay me for 60 days. So I do that. Then add other things, because I don't have the permission of my wife, I can say, but you don't have to do one work, 2 works. And I don't use my instructional hours to do those things. I started farming right from Ejira. Any place I go, I farm. When I was at Kokobin, I appeared to Kokobin, I was farming. So whilst people are during break, I pick my bicycle, run to the bush, send workers there, supervise. Just 30 minutes, I just come back and continue teaching. If you want to be taking care of your kids, you have to look for it and save, and begin to push your money into people's welfare, so that when you are hit, whatever you sow, you reap. If you sow to the flesh, you reap corruption. But if you sow to the spirit, you reap peace and eternal life, where somebody will also push money to also bring you the peace of mind you need. So teachers must cultivate the habit of investing in people's health care. That is why I encourage everybody to accept the fact that the 2 cedis is not enough. We should adjust it, and I leave that to delegates to do that. Whatever they bring, we should accept it, and not should judiciously manage the resources and expand the facility.
Sweden Ghana Medical Center, and now there is hope for the cancer patient. You don't have to worry, don't give up now. As long as you are a Ghanaian teacher or relative, treatment is free. You don't have to worry, just keep